In the instant of our first breath, we are infused with the power to translate the possibilities of our minds into the reality of our world. And just the way we can tune a sound to change its pattern, we can tune our beliefs, we're limited only by the way we think of ourselves. Our acceptance of this and our knowing that we are never more than a belief away from our greatest love, our deepest healing, and our most profound miracles is such an awesome power. Greg Brayden, The Spontaneous Healing of Belief, Shattering the Paradigms of False Limits. We are not bound by our past, and we're not even bound by our present or our future. You know, in the human experience, I've noticed that a lot of folks tend to focus their energy and attention on regrets of the past that are over with already. So let it go. Or focusing about worry about the future, which has not yet arrived. So you're worrying about something that may never arrive, so knock it off. Don't waste your energy doing that. Because when you do that, when you focus on the past and the future, what happens is that you recreate the past in the future, and we all become stars in the movie Back to the Future. Unpaid. So the problem with all of that is then we spend precious little time in the power of the creative present moment, which is the only place we have power. Creation is ever taking place. Deepak Chopra wrote a lot in many of his books about the fact that our bodies are constantly changing and shifting and becoming new and recreating itself. The cells are dying and new cells are being born in us all the time. And in our own teaching and new thought, what we know and believe is that we can have a new thought about an old idea. We can shift our thinking, and new experiences arise out of that shift in thinking. So creation is always happening. St. Paul said, "Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." That as we continue to think, continue to learn, continue to experience life, then we are renewed. We are changed. We are different than who we were even yesterday. And we can choose consciously and intentionally to let go of the past, to bless it and move on. And we can also choose new creation in the present and have a new experience in the future as a result of that. The pattern of yesterday's thinking set the law in motion that created today. And the pattern of today's consciousness will create tomorrow's experience. And so, literally, we co-create tomorrow in the now present moment of today. So be conscious about what you'd like to experience tomorrow because you're creating it right now. Be conscious, be present. You know, in the last few years here at Center for Spiritual Living, Asheville, there's been lots of change, lots of evolution, lots of transformation going on here, right? And all of that change and evolution and transformation has not been about changing into someone that you're not. It's about changing from who you are not into who you truly are, to become that which you were called here to be, and out of that beingness to do what you're called to do. That's why we're here. Otherwise, we're just spinning wheels, you know. And I don't believe any of you are spinning wheels, are you? Anybody spinning wheels here? There's somebody back there maybe. No, good. No wheel spinning. How about plates? No. So be conscious and intentional in your creating and your evolving. Be conscious and intentional about where you want to go. I would ask that you practice PTFAR, point far. We can program our thoughts and our feelings into actions that create results. Point far. Think big, live large. Do not bring a tiny teacup or a thimble to the ocean if you want to gather up any of the the ocean or the shells or the sand. Bring a big container. Be a big container for a life that's big, for a life that's profound. And we can rekindle our inner fires and evolve ourselves and this spiritual community in this now moment of creation together. And we're actually doing that right now as we are discerning our community core values together. And next month in September, we will be visioning together, catching Spirit's vision for this center. And that's how we evolve. That's how we program our thoughts and our feelings into actions that create results, that point us far. Together, we will go on to activate those values and that vision in our own lives and in Center for Spiritual Living Asheville 30.0. Actually, 30.1. Because this actually does make sense. In January, we will be celebrating our 30th anniversary. So we will be launching Center for Spiritual Living Asheville 30.1, right? Into the next iteration, the next evolution of who we are becoming. And we are masterpieces in my mind, individually and collectively, masterpieces awaiting full expression. They ain't seen nothing from us yet, right? We're going to point far, and we're going to get there. Ernest Holmes, our founder, wrote, "There's a creative urge back of everything you do, an urge to express life, joy, and happiness, to be one with the universe and have an enthusiastic zest for life." Zest for life. Say that. Zest. Zest. Doesn't that just catapult you into a positive high energy? Zest. I love that word. The Z word. Zest. Life is evolutionary. It's ever-changing in this co-creative process. And the evolution launches us into dimensions of a creative process that include things like exploring and experimenting, whose purpose is learning new things. And then we go on to discover new awarenesses and insights, and the purpose of which is discernment, to discern what's right for us. And then finally integrating those explorations and discoveries whose purpose is fulfillment, fulfilling Spirit's vision for us. The poet Rumi wrote, "Try not to resist the changes that come your way. Instead, let life live through you. And do not worry that your life is turning upside down. How do you know that the side you are on, that you are used to, is better than the one to come? Might look better over the hill when we get there. So enjoy the journey. Change is always happening. It's always happening. So one thing we can count on is that things change and transform and evolve. The choice is ours, to stay the same and become carbon copies of ourselves, or to create the masterpiece that we truly are, to become that masterpiece in this now moment. So what makes it possible for us to point far? What makes it possible is that when we're in alignment with Spirit, we harness the power of creation, and the power of creation supports us in fulfilling that point that we're headed to. The now moment of creation is the only place that we have the power to create. Now is the time. Now. I have a clock in my office and I have a watch that where the numbers are says now. Now is the time. Now is the time. That's when we create. That's when we have power. And so if we set a clear intention for our greater yet to be, we will find ourselves living the life we love to live. Wouldn't you love to love the life you live? Right? Instead of settling or putting up with? Wouldn't it be great to say, I love my life. I love my life. People who love their lives tend to create a space around them that includes other people, who then begin to get that vibration and love the life that they're living, or up-level it to a place where they do love it. And the good news is that the power of the universe conspires for our good. It conspires for our unfoldment. And we need not effort. This is good news. We need not effort to change circumstances or people or the world. We need only transform ourselves, transform our thinking and our feeling and our beliefs and our consciousness. Ernest Holmes taught, change your thinking and change your life. And Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world. Be the change. Be the change. So let go and learn from the past. Certainly learn from it. It's brought us to where we are in this moment. Learn from the past, create in the present, and welcome an intended future. The one you want to live, the one you love to live. When we relive the past over and over and over again, it tends to cloud our vision. So what I would invite us all to do is to look at what's been so and let it go. And then intend what new is wanted and say hello. Welcome that experience into your life. Create the space for it within yourself, and it will manifest in your life. These kinds of changes of mind and changes of who we are, this evolution, this transformation into who we truly are, may require that we weed the garden of our mind and prepare the soil of our soul to receive new seed. And so we plant a clear, conscious thought. That is the seed. And we plant that seed in the soil of our soul, which is a vivid inner feeling of the experience that we're wanting. That's the fertile soil. We plant that seed in that nurturing, fertile soil. And then we water it with inspired, skillful actions. And then we accept the warmth and the light of the sun to nurture it even further. And then, as that final touch, we add Miracle Grow, an attitude of gratitude, which helps that little seed that we planted grow and become the harvest of new experience and new expression in our lives. Consciousness is cause, and our consciousness is the cause of our life experience and expression. That's how powerful we are, but it requires that we be fully present, fully conscious. Ernest Holmes taught, the law of life says that whatever you mentally affirm and at the same time become inwardly aware of, life will create for you. The Spirit responds to us by corresponding to our states of thought. Prayer, communion with the Spirit, meditation, or contemplation is for the purpose of unifying our minds with the universal mind, opening up the avenues of our thought to a greater influx. Holmes also taught that a thought plus a feeling equals a result. Thought plus feeling equals a result. A thought is that conscious idea that we want to nurture, and it is the fire of feeling, of emotion, that brings it to life and brings about a result. PTFAR, point far, think big, live large. Program thoughts and feelings into actions that create a result that you would love to live. So your homework this week is to practice point far. Program your thoughts, your feelings into actions that create results that take us into infinity and beyond, into Center for Spiritual Living, Asheville, 30.1. Blessings on your journey with Point Far. Co-create your life and the life of this center. 30.1. And together we say, so it is.